It's the off season in the NBA, so that means it's wedding season for some of the biggest stars. Joel Embiid and Trae Young both got hitched this week, and Jalen Brunson is going to get married in the coming weeks. Congratulations to all of them. Wishing them all the best. So it got us all thinking, all three are getting wedding rings, but which one of them is getting a championship ring first between Embiid, Trae, and Brunson? SA? Talk to me. Or let's throw Stephen A in the mix.
It's a struggle because one guy in Jalen Brunson works for a franchise that hasn't had a ring since 1973.
Franchise you adore.
Franchise I adore.
That you're recruiting Dame Lillard for, but I digress.
Yeah.
Another one works for a franchise where people migrate there to the off season but want nothing to do with the franchise during the season. That's the Atlanta Hawks. And then there is Joel Embiid, who in all likelihood, I remember him crying after they lost to Kawhi Leonard in Toronto when the ball bounced off the ring 4 times. So I can't imagine how much he was crying this past weekend. Having said all of that, I'm gonna go with the Knicks.
No, shocker.
I'm gonna go with Jalen Brunson and
Why
the
is
Knicks
this, Steven?
because I don't know if Philly's going to be able to get Embiid the requisite help that he needs. I certainly don't believe in the Hawks in terms of championship contention. So I'm going to go with the Knicks.
All right. Kim?
Your reason for going with the Knicks is because you love them. Just say that.
I think
just
they have a better chance.
Say that.
I think they have
would
a better
make more
chance.
sense
I think they have a better chance than Philly or Atlanta.
He's trying to speak into existence that they're going to get
I know.
Lillard and then they're going to get it done.
This question actually should be like, we should really just talk about Dame because that's what Steven actually is invested in right now. So I'm going to say Joel Embiid.
That's what I would say.
For me, because again, I'm an NFL reporter, but when we talk about like which quarterback or which team, who's poised to do this, you usually go back to, well, who was the MVP last year? Who's the best team? Who's always in contention? And to me, when you read off all those names, I'm a New York City girl, so clearly I love the Knicks, but let's be real. I could take some fandom out of it and just talk strictly like sports. It should be Embiid because the expectations for Embiid are much higher because he is a former MVP. He's the defending MVP. And he's a guy that you can see based on his leadership, his play, that they're on the precipice of something. And I don't know what needs to change in Philly. Yeah. Steven, you could speak more to that. But if my choices are Trae Young and the Hawks and Jalen Brunson, who I'd love to see it, wish it could happen, but let's be honest, unless you get a Dame, what are we really talking about?
You picked with your head here. Hold on, I got to ask a question for you, though. So obviously, we just had the Jalen Brunson news. Don't look so annoyed. We had the Jalen Brunson news with the Boston Celtics, Jalen Brown, excuse me. And then, of course, we saw what Miami did. So where is Philly in the mix right now of even getting out of the East?
Where they've been, with or without the MVPs, they still can't get out of the second round of the playoffs. That's been their plague, no matter who they've had. They had Jimmy Butler, even though I thought if they kept him, they would have eventually end up in the finals. But I think losing Jimmy Butler, they lost the soul of that team. Tobias Harris can play, but obviously they're trying to package him and send him away. Who knows? Potentially for Damian Lillard, but Portland doesn't want that. We've got a Tyrese Maxey, who I think will flourish, but that's assuming you get rid of James Harden, which we don't know is going to happen as of yet, who wants to be a Los Angeles Clipper, according to numerous reports. In the end, there are a lot of question marks in Philadelphia. There are clearly a lot of question marks when it comes to Quinn Snyder and the Atlanta Hawks. They fired Nate McMillan during the season. You had players out there that were a bit distracted, not focused enough in the ATL, and obviously it showed in their sporadic play. The New York Knicks, led by Tom Thibodeau, having an elite defense, knowing that they've got some continuity, 11 picks over the next 6 years, including 8 first-rounders. I think the New York Knicks have a better chance of winning a chip or getting to the finals before Philly or Atlanta.
But would you not agree, my dear friend Steven, that there are a lot of questions surrounding the New York Knicks as well? Like, I hear you on the questions in Philly, but it sounds like when you talk about the Knicks, you are picturing what it could be.
Yes.
What I envision, what I'd love to see, as opposed to what is.
I thought that ladies like to be like for folks to embellish things from time to time.
No, I like
rather than
no,
be status quo.
no, because in
Rather
New
than
York
be
we like
status
to keep
quo.
it real. Don't.
That's
don't
what I
go
thought.
slow.
I mean, I'm
Don't
just
go
saying,
slow.
not being
Don't talk
stagnant,
about
instead
what we
we're trying to
could
improve,
be.
right?
Don't
Trying to
tell
improve. We
me about
fantasize,
what
right?
we could be.
Kim, it's not on potential.
Listen,
it's on what we are. It's
listen.
It's
not
on what we are. That's not
Don't
my
speak to
experience.
me
That's
about
not what I
potential.
know.
Sometimes
I know
we
that
fall
ladies like
with
to
potential.
like to project and to see a silver lining,
You
to
need
see
to-
a bright
here's
future.
what we
As
need,
opposed to
Stephen A.
dudes are about what is.
Stephen A., you need to give us a blueprint of what can be. You need to give me some
I just
breadcrumbs so
told
I
you
can
that.
see it.
We got
you
picked.
are wishing
I
upon
did an
a star,
A-list
my
earlier.
brother.
I did an
You
A-list
wishing upon a
earlier.
star.
We're going to get Damian Lillard to the Garden.
Okay,
We're going to
thank
get
you.
Damian Lillard to the Garden.
Okay,
That's
thank
what we're
you.
going to do. We're going to get
That
Damian
is
Lillard
it.
to the
That
Garden.
Everyone's getting married this summer.
Huh?
Everyone's getting married this summer.
More props to their bravery.
Who's
Their
next?
bravery. And, I mean,
Who's next?
it's like that. Huh?
I was just wondering who's next.
Who knows? Who knows? I mean, I'm not going, I mean,
I'm sorry, what?
who
We
knows
can't
what
hear you.
knows
You're
what
not
the future
talking
holds.
real loud like you normally
Knows
do. We
what the
can't
future-
hear you.
Knows what the future holds.
what-
Take it into
Yeah.
account. I don't advertise stuff like that. When it happens, it happens. You know.
True, you just get
When it happens, it happens. You know. When there's a Mrs. Smith, you know.
Lord have mercy. We're going to hear about it on the Stephen A.
Yeah,
His little
staying
show.
on the pod.
You know what? I tell you this much. I'm dreading the thought of you two talking to you about something like that. Oh, my Lord, y'all will torture me. You know, ask 1,000 questions. And
Stephen
then
A., now you know that would be your highest rated
You know what my
episode.
sisters would do, though? They real quick, because the audience needs to know this. The audience needs to know this. These are my 4 older sisters.
Yeah.
Anytime they've met a woman in my entire life, my sister, Linda, who's the chick, Arlen, she better not be ugly. Abigail, what's a sweet girl like you doing with a bum like my brother?
Well, yeah.
And Carmen.
I like it.
I love
And
it.
Carmen. Damn, another one? This is what they've said to women they've met in my lifetime. Those are my sisters, blood relatives, my sisters. And then I have these two that
How
I
many
have to
people
come to
did you
work
bring
with.
home?
I know. That's really
Jeez.
the question we need to get
My
to.
lifetime, I mean, I am in my 50s. It was a few.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
It was a few.
Oh,
All
my
right.
goodness.
Well, we're wishing all the happy couples,
Happiness,
the newlyweds,
lots of
all the
happiness
best.
in marriage.
Congratulations. And of course, you can watch First Take every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN. And be sure to check out more exclusive content right here on YouTube. Bye.
They're so brave.
So great.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.